All right, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome on back. Continuing along, of course, our Tuesday post-Traders Talk edition. Actually, we had a whole nice stream across the board here on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube. Welcome on back, everybody. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin. Make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. For all of our students inside the Cyber Group trading room, finally, at least inside the Cyber Group room, you guys have class coming up. Phase 3, Lesson 2 lined up this afternoon. You're going to see Fausto, the man himself, trade the market close, not just the audio commentary that we normally do inside this room, but you'll get to see him execute. I know that you guys killed it actually earlier while I was doing the morning commentary. We'll actually jump to the stock that Fausto did very well on, at least earlier this morning. The SR&E trade I want to jump to really quick to begin. It's on the screen right now. We'll kind of do like a lightning round edition of this meeting at least. But, for right now, I'm going to put this on our list. It's hard to borrow. I don't think I could even get the shares to short this right now. I just checked earlier. I got denied. We'll see where this takes us, but obviously a very actively moving stock going into this afternoon on the way down towards the next major level of support. You could see we did our Traders Talk workshop earlier today because I had my lines all marked up on this screen. So for SR&E, again, like I said, we'll put this on our list. Major support off of $15, whole number. Right now there's an 81,286 share order on the bid. I would actually say that that's our major level of support going into this afternoon, 15 bucks. And aside from that, really 1531. 1531 is going to be a big price level to watch. It was kind of building a Fausto flag right over the price, then snapped underneath it. So we're going to look to see where this could potentially bounce from. I think there was new news that came out on this stock, this company. I think Chelsea ended up posting it just a moment ago inside the trading room, at least. Hindenburg Research skeptical of Sorrento's COVID spit test. That's the headline that she copied and pasted. Thank you so much, Chelsea. That would make sense as to why this is now down 20+% going into this afternoon. For as much as this ran up over the last week and a half, we were kind of saying, when is this going to drop? But obviously, this comes based off of news or thoughts from Hindenburg, or what is it, Hindenburg? Yeah, Hindenburg. I was going to say Heisenberg for a second, like Breaking Bad. I had that in my head for a quick second. All right, so SR&E on our list. I want to jump right away to number 2. We'll go to number 1 in a second. But the Oxbr trade, Fausto did very nicely on this trade. It's almost like a carbon copy move right now compared to where it moved up to earlier this morning. Still has a little ways to go, perhaps. But Fausto was in this trade earlier today, I believe, from the Phase 3 stock course, the same class that you guys are lined up for this afternoon. Right in at 170, he told me. He sold pretty much right before class finished around like 10:30-ish. So whether he left money on the table or not, it was the perfect entry right off support. Fantastic squeeze at the time. We were talking about this in Traders Talk, actually, this Oxbr. And I get definitely wrong with the direction as far as where this would potentially lead us to this afternoon. So Oxbr is a low float stock. It also, I guess, trades the low outstanding shares, but either way, just low in total. So it made a nice move up earlier today. I wouldn't have expected this to make a second little run up here so far this afternoon. So yeah, for right now, I'll definitely put this on our list, keep this on our list rather. Just be careful now at this point, though, I'd say, just given the fact that this thing's squeezing up so nicely here, you just don't want the volume to drop off, of course, like it did earlier. Of course, look what happened earlier. Ended up popping up, running right back down. So, this is the same type of low float pump and dump that we've seen across the board day over day here. All right. Whew, all right, a lot of talking today. Pardon me for that. So again, what we'll do is go from top to bottom. The BFRA, we went to 2. We'll go to 1. This BFRA, holy smokes. Thing ended up running up very low volume and probably a very low float as well. The big run up from 15 all the way to 41. I guess this stock ended up making a similar move for us back a few days ago, probably at the end of last week, maybe Wednesday this was, on the 5th or Thursday. But yeah, ended up making a nice run today. Second little move up here. Don't get me wrong. It looks interesting. It looks crazy. It also has an 89-cent spread. So pick your poison. I don't think I'm going to focus on this going into the afternoon. So yeah, we'll skip ahead for right now. The PFNX trade with the Dow dropping off. I'm noticing that here right now, guys. The Dow pretty close to 28,000 flat. PFNX, I think we talked about this earlier. This was a buyout, right? Pass on that. Buyouts typically really don't make good moves for us to look off of, or to work off of, rather. EYEN. This looks like a big bust, and honestly, it was. I took one trade on this earlier today, and it was a 5-cent loss. I was in this trade for quite some time. I could have had a nice profit. I ended up getting in right here when this popped over 5 here, the second attempt. I jumped in once it broke through 5. I mean, it was a nice trade, great entry, but I held on. I was pretty silly with that. I mentioned that earlier in the trading room. I mean, I ended up losing 5 cents at the end. At the end of it, much better than losing 25 cents as it continued to slump off. I know one of our students, Jose, just mentioned EYEN moving, so I wanted to get to this pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. It's back teasing around 5. If it can get over 5 and hold over it nicely, from there, I'd say we have a much better opportunity at a potential squeeze up going into the afternoon. Not even to get this up towards 6, to get this up towards like 540, 550. That's a home run hit for a $5 stock, guys. So, that's where I say at times, and it's not in a bad way, but the more that you're in this trading room, sometimes we see these stocks move up and down 50, 100+% too often. And I think that we get a little spoiled with seeing some of those moves and not realizing that, hey, 30 cents, even 25 cents on a $5 stock, that's a pretty nice return, guys, at the end of the day. So, I mean, all in all, that's a 5% gain, right? 25 cents on a $5 stock. So, yeah, for right now, EYEN, I don't mind putting this back on our list, Jose. Hopefully it ends up making that move that we were hoping for earlier. All right, what else do we have here? We'll just kind of skim through. If it ends up popping, let me know. SYPR, nice little squeeze up earlier. Missed out on this run myself. I think a few of us ended up catching this maybe a little bit later on during the run, but double top, pulled back. I wouldn't expect a third move at this point now. All right, this Lynx, LINX, it looks like it got halted for quite some time, probably some sort of news pending, not really a volatility halt. Got halted at 1208, reopened at 118. Ended up dropping off a little bit down to 6, squeezing back up for right now. So in the sense of it being kind of near the highs, I do like it. Looks like kind of, like I'd said before, a low float stock. That's just my guess on it. It's trading about 154,000 shares on average a day, and that's including just what we had here today. So prior, it's actually trading a lot less. Yeah, it's definitely a low float, low volume stock. I mean, it's near the highs, or kind of near the highs, so I do like that. So we'll put this on our list for right now, the Lynx, LINX. Pat posting the news here in the chat board at least. Lynx essay and final negotiations aiming at possible business combination with Stone Company through... Okay, so a whole bunch of stuff going on there. All right, so yeah, for right now, we'll put this on our list. We'll see if this could end up holding some sense of support. The order book's very thin, so I'm kind of concerned about not finding really big support and for this to tank right away after. All right, PRPH flat. Yeah, at this point, we'll just skim through. This whole trade, HALL. It looks like it's kind of building this like elongated Fausto flag across the day. It's like the highs are holding, the lows are getting higher, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, it's moving up nicely, slow and steady. I don't care about the float really in this regard. I mean, it's moving up nicely, nice pattern. Spreads aren't really too big. All right, Hall. I don't think I've ever traded this one. I mean, it's fine. It's fine by me. I don't really care at that point. I mean, as long as this stock presents a very good opportunity for us to follow going into the final hour, that's just really all I'm really concerned with. Looks like it's, popped up to 426. Looks like a lot of volume got filled at 419, 418, 420. So, if this ends up popping $4.20 here, coming up right now, this might end up being the move that you would hope for. Guys, SRNE just got crushed. Go back to that one in just a bit. It's on our list still, and if you're able to get the shares to short that, then God bless. That would be obviously the better play. Ooh, OPTT, nice push right now. This popped like super early in pre-market, if I'm not mistaken. Like 9 o'clock, I guess. Popped and then just stalled out. Didn't really do much of anything. But nice pop here. I don't know if other news came out, but the volume is more what I'm interested in here. So, yeah, I mean, for right now, this thing, again, kind of similar to that last one. It looks like it made a pop drop. For right now, my guess would be 125 holding nicely as resistance. Not even a whole lot of volume there. I was wrong. 126, 128 the high, 126. There was a lot of volume filled on the ask. It seems like from there, just dropped off shortly after. All right, times 240, guys. Let's brush through this pretty quick. It's funny. Every time I say it's like going to be like a lightning round edition, I end up making it pretty long. All right, so CNK was a big winner from earlier this morning. Want to check in just to see where this is right now. Looks like it made a lower high, pulling back here a little bit. Seems still tradable, shortable as well. So, dropping off from the highs already. My guess would be support would be off of 12, and if not 12, perhaps like 12.10-ish. Consolidation here, perhaps. All right, that EYEN is looking pretty good, guys. I just turned over to it on my other screen. I'll jump back to both the SRNE and EYEN at least before we finish up. Definitely SRNE because it's on the losers list. All right, let's see. Nope, not much going on there. YRCW, I think, was off of earnings last week, even not really doing much of anything as well. Evoke, EVOK, familiar name. I didn't mean to click this. Where was the last one? MIT, M-I-T-T. There we go. I meant to click this one. It's still like kind of spotty, kind of slow. Moving up nicely, at least, though, from the lows, 315 to 330. I mean, really tight range. Nice pattern on the chart. I don't mind coming back to this. I mean, I'd rather go through the losers list at first. The market's dropping off quite a bit here. So, it'd be a good time to follow the side list stocks that we were actually calling out from earlier today as well. Let's just go from the losers list here first. FULC, FENC, both shortable. I don't know if they're related. Don't really care. That's flat. And this is, looks pretty flat. Dropping off a little bit. This one down to 650. The opening bell print seems like. For right now, I'll pass. All right. Where's SRNE at this point? Oh, number 17 still down 21+% now. I wanted to jump to this quick. Look what happened. We were saying next support off of 15. This is exactly why I don't try and catch the falling knife, guys. Because 15 we call support, but it ended up bouncing off support once and then slammed right under it the next attempt. So once this breaks under 15, this would be a great short opportunity if you're able to get the shares. All right, let's see what else we have here. G-Sky, nothing here. OMER. Ooh, this was from yesterday. Holy, look at this. I didn't even realize this until right now. The OMER stock. I mean, we talk about, hey, what makes the percent gainers list one day makes the percent losers list the next. Yeah, but not really like a full gap fill completely the other way down. The OMER stock to gap up and run in pre-market all the way up to 20 plus and then break out up to 25. It ended up closing actually a little close to where it had opened up. So that is a pump and dump move. But then to see this gap down that much further, I mean, I didn't even really focus on this in pre-market, but then the drop off that much further after the open as well. Damn, this thing got beat up. You'd figure at some point this will be due for a bounce, but when, right? So OMER, I'm going to put on our list. How can we not? Shortable, still dropping off for the meantime. I would say support just based on the chart. 1605 the high, 1609 the high here, 08, 1408. I would say 1608, 1610, obviously $16, whole number would be the next major level on the way down. All right, cool. Good opportunity at least here still. Cprx, familiar name for me at least, dropping off pretty nicely. Shortable stock too. Not too close to the ground floor, as I like to say. So, yeah, I mean, shortable, cheapy, tight spreads, pretty liquid on the order book. I'll take it. Maybe one or two more here. Cbay, familiar name as well, I guess. Slow, steady drop. This one had bad earnings in the after hours yesterday. A weak move today up until the afternoon, dropping off sharply now. Yeah, I mean, just again, it's one of those that it's like hard to not put on our list. Cbay. All right, so in total so far at least, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Not too many going into the afternoon. Guys, if there's anything else, up, down, left, right, 10+%, just type it in the chat board. Let me know. Maybe I skipped over one or two that still look pretty good. If there's anything popping or dropping pretty sharply right now that weren't on the gainers list just yet, let me know. By the time we finish this meeting, SRNE may just be at 10. Oh, I did want to get to one from the trading room. So Guy wrote, and then Jerry followed up. I'm scrolling up right now, actually. RKT Rocket, right? We ended up seeing the IPO last week, I think it was, maybe Wednesday. It's not really doing much for me. Dropped off sharply at the time that Guy called it out. So it was a good call from Guy, and then Jerry following up. Right now, I thought it was going to have more direction, like bigger drop off near the lows or new low. Yeah, for right now, I'll pass. All right, from YouTube, Facebook, let's take a quick look. Arnett from a member here trading PC. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I skipped over this. Good call. I mean, obviously, right now this is popping to make a new high, so this is exactly what I would look for. A bit of a spread. The order book though has some larger orders. I mean, at least like a few thousand here, a few thousand there across the bid and the ask. A bit of a spread though, right? So that's a little concern. Don't try and jump in on market on this trade, guys. But good call, Arnett. And then from Norman PE, we'll take a look. PE. Let's see. Nice range across the day to see it basically go from like 12.15ish to 12.50ish, then back down 50 cents. It's at the lows right now. This wouldn't make the gainers or losers list, as you can see, but it's a fantastic call. I mean, it's a great tradable stock. It seems like a gap fill right now at this point with this right where it had opened up. So, yeah, this one will actually make the list here, Norman. Good call. Just want to check in. Another energy stock I'm familiar with. BE, not really doing much of anything there. All right, we'll check in on the airlines, the cruise lines, the casino stocks, the entertainment stocks, and that'll do it. So let's rip through quick. NCLH, we had major resistance, guys. This is like the least surprising thing for me across the whole day, not just like NCLH moving down with the market, but we were talking about this during the morning audio broadcast, 1643 in particular, and 1650 from the pre-market, two big volume-based levels. I mean, it held 1640 pretty nicely and dropped off. Yeah, I mean, it's just tradable, I'd say, so if it's one that I'd say if you made money on across the day, just consistently, if it's one that you do well on, I'd focus on it. American Airlines, this looks a lot sharper, if anything, and maybe it's the airline sector in total. JetBlue's like a slug right now, not really doing anything. Delta, a little pricier, not really moving. I mean, it's dropping off nicely now. AAL has a lot more traction to it, it seems like, towards the lows. So American Airlines, definitely, I'll put on our list at this point. All right, casino stocks, I guess, right? We had said, and then the like the entertainment stocks. Otherwise, MGM dropping off nicely. A lot of volume being traded on that one right now today. Penn National Gaming, more volatile, a little pricier, but dropping off. Broke below 48 here again. Caesars, this one too. It looks like a lot of these just, hey, if you've made money on them in the past and more so consistently than not, then, hey, put these on your list, maybe aside from some of the others. But yeah, for right now, this list that we've built already is pretty good. I like this going into the close. Dave and Buster's play, same thing. I can go on and on. All right, guys, I think that we're pretty much good. Nancy here at the buzzer, and I'm going to jump to this because Nancy earlier today, I'll jump to Zoom. It's more expensive, but Nancy ended up picking up like, $5 or $6 a share. And if I'm not mistaken, she'll let us know otherwise, but she got in pretty much right off the lows. She looks for the dead cat bounces. She picked up $5 a share, guys. I mean, listen, it's a $230 stock. So, we're not trying to trade a lot of shares. So she was saying, oh, it was only on 100 shares. Guys, that's still a $500+ profit on this trade, and it was in a very short amount of time given where she had gotten in. So fantastic trade from Nancy and fantastic call. Myself, I'm not, going to jump on Zoom myself, but, hey, it's a great call right now, down 7+% near the lows. And for those reasons alone, I'm going to put this on our list. All right, guys, I think MIT, the one we kind of put on the side, we're just going to scrap off at this point. We have a good list now at this point. All right, guys, aside from that, I know that we have class on the horizon. Like I said earlier, 3:05 Eastern, Fausto will begin the phase 3 stock course once again with lesson number 2. Pretty much just trading this list going into the close. I'll be honest, if I'm a betting man, my guess would be that we're going to focus on Oxbr and AAL in the phase 3 stock course. But Fausto will tell you guys otherwise. All right, guys, aside from that, I will post and tweet the list. I'll post the link coming up shortly thereafter. For anybody tuning in on social media, I hope you guys enjoyed the earlier audio broadcast. We normally don't do that. It was just kind of based on a tech issue with our trading room earlier today. So aside from that, if you guys would like to learn more about Cyber Trading University, make sure that you guys message us. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/cybertradingu. I'll talk to you guys all coming up in the trading room very shortly. Take care.